And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. The Trump administration sending another 7 countries tariff notices today, promising more on the way. One of those countries is Brazil, slapped with a new 50% tariff. The President Trump is calling what he calls the unfair treatment of the former president there for tariffs. The White House sent letters to the countries, which include the Philippines, Moldova, Libya, and Iraq, saying the tariffs will start August 1st. If those countries do not negotiate new trade deals with the Trump administration, Trump says trade imbalances are a major threat to America's economy and national security. Our guests are talking about it. Dr. von Biedenfeld, is this a fight we should still keep pushing?
I don't think so, particularly with Brazil. I mean, we have a trade surplus with them in the billions, and so at the end of the day, whether it's $5-7 billion that we are exporting to them over what they are exporting to us, we were already in a positive position. I think this is more of a political statement that signals that his fandom for Bolsonaro and others, some of that friendship with Putin before and these authoritarian figures, is translating into the business space. So he's signaling to De Silva, please don't prosecute this president. I think this also sets a trend like the media prosecutions and some of those outcomes where the president is demonstrating his legal weight and saying, I also want the U.S. to be on notice that other leaders will come to my aid if you attempt to prosecute me when I leave office. Mm-hmm.
And have we received any benefits so far? Obviously, some have negotiated new tariff rates with the United States. Is that benefiting the American public, the American citizen?
There may be some agreements that are benefiting us a little bit. And in the long run, any benefit will be a small one, and it's gonna come at a cost of trust and so forth. Brazil, as Dr. von Biedenfeld says, is not going to benefit us economically to do this tariff. I mean, this is a political thing, and it's outside of the national emergency that Donald Trump is basing this on, because Bolsonaro, the former president of Brazil, is the tropical Trump is what they call him, or I call him Trump on steroids. He's constantly inappropriate in what he says. He takes far right-wing positions, and now he's on trial in his own country, basically for contesting an election that he lost. I mean, where have we heard this before? So, this is a no-win for Brazil when it comes to Brazil, when it comes to economics. There's no economic emergency here. This is about politics, as Dietrich says, and politics is basically the reason for this being done. If Trump really wanted to base this on national emergency, he should have never mentioned Bolsonaro. Mm-hmm. He should have never mentioned him. He could have done it without, but now he's made this the issue, and now he's got another justification that really is out there just kind of dangling. It doesn't really have any solidarity to it at all.
And is there any true substantial economic benefit for this country? At one point, we were talking about getting rid of income taxes and let the tariffs fill that gap here in the United States. Highly unlikely, but your thoughts about that, Representative Brown?
It's not just my thoughts, but the economists, the experts have said tariffs don't work. They told him that when he was candidate Trump. They told him that when it's President Trump. They don't work. In fact, they have not brought down those precious costs of eggs. We've seen Trump, the dictator, Trump, the bully, but Trump has not been the economic driver to help our robust economy. He's not done it. We've seen very little in terms of inflation. We've not seen gas prices go down. So no, these tariffs have only tanked our economy. The stock market is tanked, and there's so many things that have been adverse to our economy. It's time for Trump to focus on great economic policies, not these bully tactics that he's doing.
And Dr. von Biedenfeld, is this something his base is looking for? Is this something his supporters want in the last 30 seconds we have here?
Absolutely not. I think this is a purely President Trump objective. Like many of these things, you've got to parse those areas where we don't like the funding of Ukraine, but now even his base is attacking him for funding Israel and attacking Iran and embroiling us in something that was not part of the MAGA agenda. Keeping us out of foreign wars was the base. Keeping us out of these expenditures. And so these are sort of going back on those promises. If he really wanted to do an economic war with BRICS, China and Russia are top of the list, and we haven't done that. India is somebody that he's pandered to until there was a little bit of conflict with Pakistan, and now we've backed off of that. So there are a number of areas with BRICS countries and others where we should be focusing.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.